Why couldn't Garling Saint, who possesses Emperor-level combat power, even block a single sword strike from Rox? As the commander of the God's Knights and the biological father of Shanks and Figurland family member, Garling Saint is the world government's strongest military asset, besides Emu himself. He holds the authority to execute celestial dragons, and he doesn't even regard the 5 elders highly. The only ones who could match Garling Saint in power are the Marine Admirals and the 4 Emperors. When Garling Saint first appeared, the narration introduced him with the word King, giving him the highest level of prestige, clearly intending to build him up. In the SBS column, Oda himself used the word very strong to describe Garling Saint, which is enough to prove his combat power is not to be underestimated. But at God Valley, he was merely a speed bump for the king of the world. Facing Rox, he couldn't even last 2 rounds. He couldn't even block a single strike. That previous admiral whom Rox killed at Holy Land Marie-Joie was also defeated embarrassingly after just a few moves, and he even died from his wounds before he could receive treatment. Although some still try to explain that he was just a cadet, Admiral, temporarily transferred from a support unit to security duty at Marie-Joie. But no matter what excuses are made, they can't cover up the reality that the 4 Emperors and Admirals were no match for Rox. If not for the immortal power granted by Emu, Garling Saint might have been finished during their very first encounter. To be honest, it makes sense that Garling Saint was defeated so quickly. After all, Rox's power was so broken, completely in a league of its own 40 years ago. Without him dominating the seas, Roger had the chance to become the Pirate King, and people like Kaido and Shiki could carve out their own territories and become rulers. That era was indeed fiercely competitive. 4 emperors were everywhere, admirals were a dime a dozen, but Rox was the only one with true king-level combat power. Back then, only Imu could truly defeat Rox. For everyone else, even a combined force of Roger and Garp might not have been enough to beat him. You could say that anyone who lost to Rox still had a high level of prestige, because anyone weaker than the Emperor divided by Admiral tier wasn't even qualified to be his opponent.